Okay, the last step before we proceed further is the customer supplier relationship. So you should pay more attention to this because this particular screen is a bit confusing. So first time when you look at this particular screen, it's a lot of confusing, like you'll not be able to understand what we are doing, so you should pay more attention. Okay, coming back to our example. So Reliance Telecom is providing some services or selling some goods to Reliance Oil and Gas. Okay, so under Reliance Telecom you will create an AR invoice. Under Reliance Oil and Gas you will create a AP invoice. Let me double check that. Okay, so Reliance Telecom is the initiator who is selling the goods or services. Reliance Oil and Gas is the recipient who is receiving the goods and services. Under Reliance Telecom you create AR invoice. Under Reliance Oil and Gas you create AP invoice. Under Reliance Telecom, when you create your AR invoice, your customer is Reliance Oil and Gas. And Reliance Oil and Gas, when you create your AP invoice, your supplier is Reliance Telecom. Okay. So first thing before you proceed with this step 7.2, okay, I mean before you proceed with this, before completing the below steps, ensure that the intercompany suppliers or intercompany customers are created under AR and AP as per below screenshots. So now we need to go to Reliance Telecom AR responsibility, which is accounts receivable, super user, Reliance Telecom UST, and create a customer with the name Reliance Oil and Gas and create one particular customer site. Similarly, you need to go to accounts payable, Reliance Oil and Gas, UST responsibility, create a supplier by name Reliance Telecom and ensure that at least there is one particular site for that. Okay, I had provided those screenshots, so I do not want to again get into those things because we have already created we already seen like how to create a supplier and supplier site and how to create a customer and customer site. So navigate to, this is for the AP, create a supplier where the supplier name is Reliance Telecom vendor. I think that's the name which I had given. And for AR, create a customer and customer will be Reliance Oil and Gas. So just follow the screenshots. Okay, so now these two are created, that is your oil and gas customer is created and Reliance Telecom vendor is also created in the corresponding operating units or corresponding modules. Okay, now we need to create something called AGIS customer supplier relationship in AGIS module. So in the these are just created as a standalone customer, a standalone supplier in the corresponding modules, but now in AGIS module you need to create a relationship wherein system understand that, okay, if he is the initiator and if he is the recipient, what is the corresponding supplier system needs to use when it is creating an AP invoice, and what is the customer which system needs to use when you are creating an AR customer. So in these screens now you first select these things, that is who is the initiator and who is the recipient, and then under those screens you select who is the customer and who is the supplier. Did you understand what I'm trying to achieve here?
Yes.
Okay. Then only when you create a transaction and click on submit button and run the program, system understand which supplier needs to be picked up and which customer needs to be picked up. Okay, so in this example, Reliance Telecom is the initiator who is selling the goods, Reliance Oil and Gas is the recipient who is receiving the goods. So you need to create such kind of relationships. If you want to do, this is one relationship, two relationship, three relationships, four relationships, okay, 5, 6, 7. So it can increase. So it's like more or less like it goes into even 100. So in our current company we have got close to 40 different legal entities. So for 40 different legal entities, if I do a permutations and combination, it goes more than 1000 or 1600. So what we have done is, again, this is a manual process. So what we have done is, during our implementation project, or like during implementation, we have picked up some crucial 100 or 150 relationships, and we have done that manually only just for those relationships during our downtime when we were upgrading from 11i to R12. It took close to 10 hours for one particular person to do that. So in a real life, we need to pick up the crucial customer supplier relationship details from the customer, do that during an implementation, and then as and when basis, whenever there is a requirement, we need to do that after we go live. Okay. So now in this example, or in this training session, I'll be creating one intercompany relationship between Reliance Telecom and Reliance Oil and Gas. If you want to do it from here to here and other things, then you need to ensure that all the corresponding AP and AR what you call modules are also set up.
Yeah, just to give an experience of my side, we did a similar thing, but we used the automated program. We defined a custom program and created the associations.
Oh, okay, because I tried and Oracle said that there is no AP, public APA. So did you use it in
We
private
use
APA?
we use the private APIs directly.
Okay, okay. So I think that's a good point, Niranjan. Maybe after this call, I'll touch base with you. I'm very much looking for the particular APA. I'll get those details from you.
Uh, okay,
Okay.
because in our scenario also multiple entities, so there is no way to do a manual stuff for incremental rollouts. So we identified to go for a custom program, and we call it as a conversion activity for that particular task.
So
So
are you
as in,
are you using that for both customer association as well as supplier association?
yeah. We have IC's intercompany supplier as one automated program and intercompany customer as automated program. So whatever the data they will give in those separate programs, the program will create automatically associations accordingly, and also the intercompany sites and everything. Like the site, whatever you are saying, physical site would be created in the individual responsibility, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That also we automated via the program itself.
Okay, okay. So if it exists, it is going to pick up that. If it doesn't exist, it is going to create them.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, okay. That's good to know. Okay, so there are two aspects here. One is the customer association, and other one is the supplier association. Okay, so first we'll start with the customer association. So under customer association, you need to specify who is the customer. Under supplier association, you need to specify who is the supplier. So setup invoicing option, customer supplier associations. Customer supplier association. Okay, click on create association. So before I do that, I just want to check whether it's already existing, or I remove that. uh, okay, it's already created. So first thing what you need to do is click on. Okay, before I do that, what I'll do is first I'll delete them, and then I'll show you how to create that. Because if it's already existing, if I try to create, it will throw an error message. Just give me a minute. Let me delete this. Similarly, I'll delete the supplier association also. Recipient is still there. It's not showing.
I think you deleted at the high level, so that is the reason it all association might have deleted.
No, but if it is that's the case, I should not be able to. Uh, I am not able to. I mean, here it says one association exists, but if I click on review, it is not showing up to delete that.
Because this is directly hitting to the table. There is no direct API, so we have to insert directly.
If that
Go
is the
to
if that is the case, if I go to trading partners, I should not be able to see this row. Okay, hang on.
because
Reliance Telecom. This is fine. Reliance Telecom is acting as the supplier. Because okay, let's see like what the system does when I try to create. Okay, first we'll proceed with the create customer association, as I had deleted existing the combination which I had already created for my testing purpose. Okay, so now I'm trying to create a customer relationship, that is a customer association, that is I want to specify what is the name of the customer which system needs to use when I try to create your AR invoice. Okay, now the relationship in this example is Reliance Telecom is the initiator, or the and Reliance Oil and Gas is the recipient. Okay, so click on create customer association and exactly follow the same way whatever I'm doing now. Okay, first under Reliance Oil and Gas, okay, go back to your under Reliance Telecom, Reliance Oil and Gas is created as a customer. Okay, it is a bit tricky, it is confusing, so first select the trading partner. Okay, the partner to whom you are actually trading with. Okay, you are trading with the Reliance Oil, you in the sense like Reliance Telecom is actually trading with the Reliance Oil and Gas, so select Reliance Oil and Gas, and operating unit under the Reliance Oil and Gas is Reliance Oil and Gas, and intercompany organization is also Reliance Oil and Gas. Okay, and then bit tricky here, and once you click on down, so this is basically in the first three fields whatever you are selecting is basically your recipient org. Okay, Reliance Oil and Gas is the recipient org, and then under the trading organization you need to select your Reliance Telecom. So Reliance Telecom, the one of the there are a couple of actually bugs in this particular form. Bugs in the sense like you Oracle says that it's an enhancement. The first thing is it is showing Vision Enterprise, even though in our current client also, wherein we are not using the Vision Corporation business group, we are using our own business group, but it seems that in this particular form this is hard coded and it is using a Vision Enterprise. So when I raised an SR with Oracle, they raised it as an enhancement. So I argued them a lot, why is that it's an enhancement, why is that it's weird, like in a client environment is showing a Vision Enterprise. So it went on for a couple of months, and at last they said that they have already raised an enhancement and they cannot move forward with taking it as a bug. Anyways, okay, that is the reason why it is showing Vision Enterprises. Okay, that is at a kind of a group level. Okay, and then what I want to select, I want to select Reliance Telecom. So Reliance Telecom, click on this, always go at the lowest level. Okay, under Reliance Telecom, what is my operating unit? Reliance Telecom. Under Reliance Telecom, what is my organization? Which is nothing but an intercompany organization. This is the one. You may ask a question, why is that under Reliance Telecom it is showing Reliance Oil and Gas and Reliance Telecom? This is another second bug in this particular form, wherein when I click on this particular expanding of the legal entity, I should be able to see under Reliance Telecom what is my operating unit? Reliance Telecom. Am I right? So I should be able to see only Reliance Telecom as the operating unit. Under that operating unit, the intercompany org is Reliance Telecom, but it is showing all the other operating units which fall under this particular ledger. So Reliance Telecom is falling under Reliance USD ledger. So all the operating units of that particular ledger it is showing. So take an example, if I had it been as a Reliance Communications, it will show when I expand Reliance Communications, instead of showing Reliance Postpaid and Reliance Prepaid, it will show Reliance Content Extension, Reliance Clouds also. So what Oracle is saying is the form is designed to show all the operating units which fall under that particular ledger. It is a bit confusing, but you just ignore the other what you call operating units and concentrate only on your relevant operating unit and click on the last level. Okay, and then click on continue. So this 4 we have selected. Okay, next select the customer name as Reliance Oil and Gas customer. So in this case, you can create your new customer account from here itself. When you create a new customer account from here, it is trying to create this particular customer as a record in your AR module. You need not follow the steps whatever I followed of going to the AR and creating them. Okay, but in our current client, your AR, AP, all those masters are actually handled by your master data. They do not allow us to create customers as suppliers from this particular screen. So we have done a page personalization in this particular page wherein create new customer account. This particular button itself is disabled. We are forced to select existing customer account. So that I have seen in couple of clients, because your master data is owned by master data team, and they do not want anybody else to create any customer or supplier if there is any new customer supplier. Because in any organization, if you want to create a new customer and supplier, there is actually a process in place. They need to fill a particular form, they need to get an approval, and they will check the financials of the corresponding your customer or supplier for some other reason, and they have got a couple of other things to check. So before, if it been handled directly by the MDM team, they follow the particular process, ensure that all those forms are filled, and they take required approvals, and then they go to the system and create that particular supplier or customer. If you allow this particular option, then like from this particular screen itself, you are without even filling up those forms or without even kind of taking offline approvals, you are creating the customer and supplier. So hence this is actually disabled in our current client. Okay, now I'm going with an option of select existing customer. That means it is already created by MDM team in the customer master. Okay, what is my customer name? Reliance Oil and Gas customer. Okay, and what is my bill to location? You need to enter exactly the same bill to location which is created in your AR module. So that is the bill to location. Okay, bill to location, if you go to AR, when I say bill to location, I'm talking about this bill to location. So as soon as you save this, a number gets stored here. I'm talking about that particular bill to location. Okay, so
Hey,
select.
Arvind, I'm dropping off for time being. Okay, I will follow the videos accordingly.
Okay,
Okay.
no problem. No problem, Niranjan. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go to the AR, pick up the exact bill to location, and copy that particular bill to location here. So here you can see a message, enter the location name. If a location by this name is not found, when it says not found, it is not found in AR, a new location with that name will be created. So in our current case, again, as your masters are handled by our MDM team, we ensure that MDM team creates the location and we get the data from the MDM team, that particular location number, and we use that particular location number here and click on finish. So even you can go to AR screens also, and you can get that. Like in the AR screen, go to transactions, enter. So Reliance. Okay, so this is the bill to location. Okay, get this particular bill to location, enter this, click on finish.
But Arvind, I think that generally should be an LOV kind of, right?
Again, that is actually argument by most of the clients. Again, there is you can search in Metalink. Again, there is an enhancement to make that particular bill to location as the LOV. So again, it's like weird. Like the reason why, I think the reason why Oracle did not give the particular LOV is as you can see the tooltip there. It clearly says that if the location does not exist, it will be creating. If the location exists, it will not create. So as there is an option to create a location from here, obviously Oracle has not given that as a drop down. But it should have been something like a profile option, wherein once you enable that, it should be a drop down. If you do not enable that, it should not be a drop down, something like that. But
Yeah.
as the Oracle has given a functionality to create them from here, it has not given the drop down. So that is the reason for that.
Okay. But I mean, in case if just there is a typo mistake also, it will create a new one. Correct?
Exactly. So that is actually our pain point in our current client. Even if there is a typo mistake, it is creating, and as once it is getting created, then somebody will realize that again we need to go to the MDM team and ask them to disable that the extra site whatever he has created, and then make some changes, and all the stuff is happening in our current client. That is one of our major pain area in our AGIS module.
Okay.
So now the process what I put in place is a team who is actually creating this AGS customer supplier association. They need to go to AR module, okay, copy this exactly, and when they're actually doing an AGS setups, okay, in the other web page, whatever I did now, like go to the web page and just do a copy from here and paste it there. Don't copy the values from your emails or something like that. So I specifically mentioned they have got access to both this AR as well as the AGS. So I specifically asked them to come to this particular screen, enter your customer details, and just copy from here and paste it there, so that these duplicates will not happen. So that is a workaround as of now, till Oracle implements that particular enhancement.
Okay.
Okay, so we have completed the customer association, and you can see customer association was saved successfully. And in order to proceed with the supplier association, click on create supplier association. So now we will see whether we will get that error message or not, because in one way it says that it is available but we are not able to delete. So we'll try. So for creating of the supplier association, that is, we are specifying what is the vendor, which is Reliance Telecom vendor, that is the uh, vendor which should be used by the system. Okay, you need to follow exactly the same way. Okay, trading partner legal entity is Reliance Telecom, and operating unit is again Reliance Telecom, organization is Reliance Telecom, and at this level select Reliance Telecom, Reliance Oil and Gas, which is the recipient, Reliance Oil and Gas. So again click on Reliance Oil and Gas. Again you can see others also, just concentrate only on Reliance Oil and Gas. Select that, click on continue. See, an association for this exists, legal entity blah 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 is previously associated with blah blah blah. If you have selected all the, then okay. So if the association is already existing, you will get this particular error message. It will not allow you to proceed further. So in this case, looks like some way it is existing. We were not able to delete for some reason. So in order to understand really if the association exists or not, go to trading partners, enter your initiator organization is Reliance Telecom, and recipient is Reliance Oil and Gas. Click on go. You will be able to see both initiator as well as the recipient combinations. Expand them. Here you can see as far as the customer is concerned, Reliance Oil and Gas INC is the customer, and this is the bill to site. And as far as the vendor is concerned, Reliance Telecom vendor is the vendor, and the site is Reliance underscore tel underscore New York. Okay, so these two, customer and customer site and vendor site, are already created by me in a corresponding AP and AR, and I use them. So as part of your testing, if you want to directly use these screens and try to create them instead of going to your AP and AR. Okay.
Okay. So then once the relation is built up, we cannot delete them, is it?
No, we can delete them. So the mistake what I did is, in order to delete them, okay, okay, I want to delete the supplier relationship. So Reliance Oil and Gas. Sorry, supplier is Reliance Telecom vendor, right?
Yeah.
So click on review. Okay. Okay. Earlier it was not showing for some reason. Okay. Always ensure that try to delete at the lowest level, not at this particular level. When you
Okay.
delete at the lowest level, automatically this will also get deleted. Okay. So earlier I tried to delete at this particular level, and that's the reason it has created that confusion. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And in the same screen, you can delete that. And if you want to update that, you come to the same screen, click on update, and okay. Again, there is some problem with this particular. When you click on update, oh, sorry, yeah, so, okay, that's fine. Yeah. So when you click on update, you can update the corresponding supplier and supplier site.
Okay.
But I remember in our current client, when I click on update, it will actually populate the existing values, whatever we have entered. And then you can change the things, but it is now totally coming as a blank here. So let us try with the customer. So similarly for the customers also, click on review, expand this. Okay, click on update again at the lowest level. Okay, ideally what I have seen in my current client is when I click on update, automatically it will default the existing value and you can make the changes. But looks like here it is not defaulting anything. You need to again enter the fresh values, your customer and bill to location.
Okay, and this search form, right? So it will when you enter the legal entity as a Reliance Oil and Gas, it will show up all the legal entities for which oil and gas is a customer.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it will show all other rows also here. So it becomes a bit tricky to understand this particular form, but you need to get into this form a lot of time, then you will understand this. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, these customer supply relationships are all one-time setups.
Okay, but see in the in the result also, oil and gas is a customer for telecom, correct?
Mm-hmm.
There's no telecom related things here, right? So it is just showing what are the details for oil and gas. That's all.
Yes.
So after you go to the review customer details, then
No, here you
it
can
will
say
show
no.
for.
Here you can say Reliance Telecom. Under Reliance Telecom, that operating unit, that Reliance Oil and Gas is created as customer. Here you can see that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, in the previous screen,
Yeah, in
it
the
will
previous
not
screen it
show
is
you.
not showing. Yeah, because Reliance Oil and Gas can be okay customer for not only say Reliance Telecom. Okay, it could be say customer for say Reliance Textiles, Reliance Software, something like that. So if you look at this particular screen here, it says associations 1. So if there are 10 associations, you will say 10 associations, and only once you click on review, you will be able to see those 10 details here. If you click on expand, Reliance Telecom, Reliance Software, Reliance Textiles, others you will be able to see here. Okay.
Oh yeah, got it.
Okay. So it's a bit tricky. So if so in this example, like Reliance Oil and Gas is acting as a customer, and hence select that Reliance Oil and Gas to view all the customer association. So if Reliance Telecom is acting as the vendor, so when you select that particular legal entity, it is showing all the supplier association. That is all the association wherein Reliance Telecom is acting as the supplier. Okay. Okay. So this is the last step in the AGIS.